Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video. Now Jagex recently made a news post yesterday on the 2nd of October 2013 regarding bonds. Now this is the 1 week mark of bonds being released into the game, and they're just basically describing and letting us know how bonds are actually helping the game and what's all the statistics that have gone into it and what their future plans are with gold farmers. So let's just jump right into it. Right here, if we just scroll down into, they're just talking about, for the first little bit here, about having a great response and that bonds are definitely good for the game. So I'll let you kind of know what my feelings are on bonds after I finish this post here. But let's just jump into bonds' impact on gold farming. So now they have a whole bunch of numbers here about their analysis of gold farmer activity in RuneScape, and it shows right here that the wealth injected by gold farmers have dropped by 81%. Quantity of real world traders have dropped by 61%. Volume of wealth, real world traders has dropped by 63%. So all these are extremely high numbers. So many players and even Jags themselves did not think that Bonds would have this kind of early effect on the game that it has already in 1 week's time. So I mean, I don't know exactly how they're getting these statistics and really how this is all working out. They said that they added this like analysis to trade interfaces in the game. So I'm guessing that's how they found out, but I don't know how truthful these numbers are. But I do believe that gold farmers are starting to decline, whether it's because of these bonds or because of their bot watch software that has been extremely good in the past few months now. So if you have noticed that uh, dragon bones are actually going up in price like majorly. So that's really nice to see for those people who are killing dragons. There's hardly any more bots killing those dragons anymore. I mean, when EOC first came out, they had tons of those brutal green dragon bot killers that would just pretty much make bank off them and just drop the prices significantly. So that's really cool to see that all these numbers are signifying that basically gold farmers and bots are both going down in numbers in RuneScape, so that's really cool to see. So that's why you're not seeing as many uh, people on the worlds at a time anymore. There's only like around 200 per world, if that. So I really do believe that they can reduce the game worlds that they have at the moment because it really seems empty now whenever I log into any world. I just know that it's people are concerned that they're going to lose their home world, and I understand that, but I really do believe that the game needs to move forward in that regard. But I may discuss that more in detail in a different video, but let's just continue on with bonds here. And let's just see. I don't understand this part that they say that real world traders can sell black market gold for cheaper than bonds, yet it will still combat the gold farmers in some regard. So um, the more I'll just explain sort of my reasoning behind this. I believe that since all these bonds are coming into the game, they're going to start lowering the economy, or not the economy, but the price of the bonds themselves. Therefore, it'll reduce the like sort of the demand of bonds and then decreasing the price. So then you'll have an even worse exchange rate for real life money to RSGP. So it's really going to be a lot worse, and gold farmers may have a comeback there, but Jagex is pretty confident that this will not happen. So I'm sort of interested to see how that will play out. Um, but yeah, I guess that's it on that. But moving on to the war on gold farmers. So they're just going to continue with these bonds and also continuously improving and advancing their bot watch system to stop gold farmers and bots alike. So that's really cool to see. Um, what else is there? And on Monday, the Jagex has announced that they had a large scale perm ban of over 10,000 accounts. So these accounts were using third-party clients such as like botting software or macroing software, and so it's really cool to see that this bot watch is really evolving and making it easier for Jagex to detect these bots and ban them and get them out of the game as soon as possible before they ruin the economy any more than they already have. So if we just go down to the bond usage stats, now this is pretty crazy. So before I scroll down, I'm just going to let you know that just sort of take what you will from this. I don't know how accurate these statistics are, but they did come from Jagex, so I believe that they're pretty good. I mean, they probably have recent or reasonably good software that will allow them to tally up all these numbers and find out basically the stats on these bonds. So let's just scroll down here and starting off with over 3,500 bonds have been gifted to other players. Now, this is RuneScape. Who gives stuff? I mean, really. But I guess that's pretty cool to see people are actually giving these bonds. I don't know how many of these are actual strangers giving bonds to people, how many people are giving bonds to their friends, how many people are giving bonds to their other accounts. Who knows, like where these bonds are being given to. So that's that. 3,500 bonds gifted. And now to the second bullet, over 10,000 free-to-play accounts used bonds to become members. Now, I've seen a little bit of people sort of misinterpreting this bullet mark here and thinking that these 10,000 free-to-play players were becoming members for the first time via bonds. Now, this is completely inaccurate, and I'm guessing that most of these people who went from free to play to members had a main account that had a decent amount of GP and were able to purchase bonds in game to provide their second account with membership and not actually um, go ahead and buy membership with real life money because I know I have a second account and I just feel like it's kind of a waste because I don't play on it as much. But in the same sense, I don't really want to spend that much RuneScape money on it because um, I just don't feel like that's I don't have enough time to play to make money to purchase that. So I'd rather work in real life and buy membership that way. But hey, if people are rich, they do a lot of PVM. That's pretty cool to see that they're purchasing bonds to have a second account be a member. So now onto the third bullet mark here with over 800 years of membership being redeemed via bonds. Now that's an incredible amount of membership time. So that's really cool to see that so much membership has been claimed, but I do believe that this is that or that was the most popular of the options when redeeming bonds. And then we'll just move on to the next two things that, or next three things, I suppose, that are rewards that you can redeem from bonds. So over 3 million rune coins have been redeemed via bonds, and um, 13 billion GP sunk into the bonds with retrade tax. So with the retrade tax, as soon as you purchase a bond, it becomes um, untradeable unless you pay that tax, which pretty much removes money from the game. But this is still very contradictory to what Jagex is trying to do. They're trying to remove money with this, yet they're pumping in billions of GP every day with their cash pouches that they offer on the Squeal of Fortune. So that's crazy. I don't exactly understand their logic in those coin pouches. I mean, they started off the Squeal of Fortune with like 10 GP per spot. Now it's like 9K for a small money pouch that is extremely easy to get. So that's that. And almost 10% of tickets for RuneFest so far have been purchased using bonds. Now, I really do appreciate this fact that you can purchase RuneFest tickets with bonds, and you can basically buy it with in-game money for those who can actually afford it with their money. And I just think it's really cool that they'll get more people coming to RuneFest than they would have previously had with bonds, basically. So that's really cool. Um, let's just scroll down here, and I'm not sure how many. Um, where was it? I saw somewhere that it was you could get well, actually no, it wasn't on this post, but something about spin tickets. I don't know how many people redeem spin tickets. They haven't actually released that information here, but I really don't see the point in purchasing rune coins or squeal spins as it is extremely poor exchange rate. I mean, you only get 160 rune coins or 8 spins. I just don't see the reasoning behind that, only if you're extremely rich in game and you want to purchase that few amount of rune coins or spins. So I don't see why people wouldn't always go for the membership or RuneFest tickets. But that's that. I just have a few more things to go over. So they're just basically finishing off by saying that they're really pleased with how many uh, players have become involved with RuneScape by experiencing the member game through bonds, and just how impressed they are with bonds themselves and how they've improved the game so much. But anyways, to go back to membership, it really is the most sought after service provided by bonds, and I really think that over time, these bonds are going to continuously go down and they're going to eventually reach 2 to 3 mil GP, and the players will be kind of discouraged to buy these bonds anymore, and because like the exchange rate from Jagex for buying bonds to RSGP is so poor compared to the gold farming sites, and it might revive the gold farming sites. Who knows if the bot watch software will get to them first, or the whole scoop on that. But I it could go that way, or it could be once people become discouraged from buying bonds, that the prices of bonds will go back up since they are player determined, and then they'll be bought again, and people will drive the prices back down. So who knows about that? I mean, if that is the case, then people could still make a fair amount of money if they did merge it, even though they have to pay that tax on bonds. So yeah, we'll just have to see where the price goes with these bonds. I really do think that this is a really cool sort of update that Jagex is really trying to rid their game of all these gold farming companies and other bots that are player owned. So it's just really cool to see that they're trying to purify their game with this. And I just don't like seeing all the hate that people are giving them for saying that they're selling RuneScape Gold when people were not complaining nearly as bad as when gold farming sites have been selling gold for years now. So it's just crazy to think that people just blame the company who actually made the game so much more than they do to companies who are ruining the game that they are playing right now. So it's just completely mind baffling. I don't understand people's reasoning there. I perfectly support this, and I really hope that Jagex uses this money that is coming to them through bonds to improve the game, get rid of these bots with their bot watch software, and just give us these awesome updates, and continuously serve the players in game, and make sure that the game playing experience is as best as they can make it. So that's really it that I have on bonds at this time. So I may have another video up later today about another topic, who knows, but I would just like to hear your response on this and your take on Jagex's recent success with bonds and combating the gold farming sites and companies and accounts and other bots that have been in the game for years now, and how good of a job they're doing. So anyways, guys, take care everyone, and I will see you in the next one.